Welcome to Conversations with Celena, the podcast where we discover inspiration, motivation, and information to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Celena, aka Sunshine, and each week we'll dive into conversations with guests who share their testimonies, insights, and advice. We'll explore topics that uplift, encourage, and empower you to be the best version of yourself you can be. So tune in and let's have some fun while we explore all that life has to offer. Keep it smiling, sunshine, and let's go. Hey, sunshine. Hey, sunshine. Welcome to another edition of Conversation with Celena. We have been rocking and rolling all weekend long. It's been like two, and two. So 2 on Friday. I think I actually had 3 on Saturday, and now we have 2 on tonight. We have with us right now Miss Cherise. She is going to talk with us about for womanhood. And then right after that, we're going to have Miss Edith. She's going to talk to us about HIV because today is actually Women and Children HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. So you are in for a treat for the next couple of hours over here with Sunshine, and I am excited. But don't forget, right in the middle, you can go to NOLA FM 100 and hear tonight's episode of Conversation with Celena on NOLA FM 100. All right, so we're going to not delay at all. Oh, y'all are rolling in already. Hello, Lisa Sets It Up. Hey, Queen. Thank you for sharing the video, Lisa. I really do appreciate it. If y'all are coming on in, please share the video. Let's see here. I'm going to go right here. And I just want to tell you a little bit about tonight's guest. Her name is Cherise Brooks, and she is a second-year MBA student at Washington University in St. Louis with a master's in social work and bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology. She has extensive experience working in university admissions and recruiting, college residential life, nonprofit, and fundraising, and the social services sector in Indiana and internationally. Always driven by empathy, she is very passionate about improving women's lives with technology and professional empowerment. She enjoys networking and building solid relationships and believes that everything women want in life is sitting on the opposite side of what? Fear. On the opposite side of fear. So welcome to the stage, Miss Cherise Brooks, girl.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Celena. I really appreciate this. I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you for coming, Sunshine.
Of course, I had to do this.
Yes. So I hope there's not an echo because I talk so loud. Let me try to turn my volume down a little bit. You know, most podcasters have headphones and stuff. I just be yelling at the screen. I'd be so excited. I'm like, whoo, child, thank you for coming to this Conversation with Celena and spending some time with Sunshine. So tell us a little bit about you that was not on your bio that you would like for us to know and how you got this program started.
So my name is Cherise, and I am a Caribbean girl. I'm originally from the Caribbean island of Antigua and Barbuda. And I grew up there. I came to the US in 2015, and that's where I went to IUPUI in Indiana, and I pursued a master's in social work. So I have extensive experience in the social services sector, and I was a therapist. I've worked with a lot of women, and I've heard the stories, and I've just embraced the experiences that women have had throughout the years. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of why For Womanhood came into fruition.
Mm-hmm. So how did you decide that that's what you wanted to go to school for? Because a lot of people, like, we know it's on the other side of fear, but to get to the other side of fear, sometimes you got to know where you're leaping. And so have you known this forever, or was this something that you kind of maneuvered your way into?
I think it's a combination of both. I've always worked along with women, even as a young girl in my country of Antigua. I basically was volunteering with abused and abandoned women at a shelter that we had that was linked to our church. Mm-hmm. So it started out there at a very young age. And then, you know, I got this master's in social work and I became a therapist. And so I was talking to a lot more women, and I would help one woman with her problems, whether it was domestic abuse, sexual abuse, whatever it was. And then I would feel great because we have goals. She's on a new part. She's going to, change her life. And then I'd have 6 more women on my caseload again with the exact same problem. And I thought to myself, was I really making a difference? Was I really having a big impact? Am I changing enough lives? And so when I came back to the US in 2022 to pursue my MBA, I wanted to do something that was really going to change the lives of many women everywhere. And so that's why I decided to start for Womanhood. And I basically, use the MBA program to help me. We've done customer discovery with over 85 women. We've heard the stories, we've heard the experiences, and we're developing our features that are based on that to help women experience an intimate partner violence on college campuses specifically.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot happens on these college campuses, and I think because it's such a big name, they are able to shh, and you don't always find out. This got to be some of the major cases that actually hit the news that you find out, what took place on, location.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's just a secret.
Yeah, and if you do your research, like with Title IX organizations on campuses, only 6% of people actually report their stories. And so we're not even getting the true numbers. The numbers that you know of aren't correct. And currently, right now, college females between the ages of 18 to 24 years are 3 times more likely than women in general to experience intimate partner violence. All right. And so if you're in that age demographic, you're on a college campus, your chances of being in a situation that's maybe traumatic is so much more higher than everybody else. And so this is kind of why I decided to start this company. On college campuses, there is a stigma around, the conversation of consent in intimate partner relationships, and it makes it difficult to report anything that happens. And so we need to normalize just the conversations around consent so that people, can be empowered to set their boundaries. And if these boundaries are broken, you would be empowered to advocate for yourself.
Because consent can change.
Yes. Consent is
yeah, consent, we could be all moving forward, whatever. And if I say no at the last second, millisecond, no is no is no. And it's so sad. It's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. I don't even know how many more words I could come up with because I just I feel it because I've been violated myself, and so, I know I had a friend not too long ago say that this lady kind of, I guess, kind of told her she put herself in that situation, or may have asked her what she was wearing to ask for that. I mean, just very insulting type of insinuations, because I don't care what I was wearing. I don't care where we were. If I did not give you consent, or even if I did give you consent, if I changed my mind, I have the right to say no.
Yes, it's never your fault. It's never the victim's fault, right? Consent is a dynamic thing. And so just because you agree to one physical act with someone doesn't mean that you can't disagree to something else in that act, right? And if they cross that boundary, then you did not give consent to it. And so you were violated.
Mm-hmm.
And women need to feel empowered to speak up and to say what happened. This is not what they wanted. And that's where our company comes in. One of the features for Womanhood, it's an app that we're creating. And one of the features is a consent tracker. And we have various fail safes in place to basically protect victims who may be experiencing coercive control. And so there is a password that you would, put, and you can also, for instance, record the fact that your consent, it was forced. You didn't approve of this. And so this is the kind of thing that I want to be available to so many college students, because they need to understand that this is how our world should be. You have your boundaries, and if they're violated, it's never okay.
It's never okay. And I think some people try to, I think they try to argue the fact too that if you're married, like going beyond the college student, if you're married, that's not a thing. That is a thing as well.
It's a huge thing. Yeah, you can be raped by your husband.
Most definitely.
You can be raped by your wife. It goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
So yeah, I
You
agree
know, the
fully.
thing is that we definitely need to find our voice, set our boundaries, know that our bodies are meant to I don't know, it's like this is our temple, right? And we shouldn't violate it and no one else should violate it. And
Precise.
so if you do violate it, I should have the right and the freedom to speak up and say, this is what happened to me without feeling like, oh, it's the mayor, it's the dean's son or the teacher's daughter or whatever, that like I should be able to say this and know that my voice will be and can be heard versus all of the backlash. That's the reason people don't speak up, is that backlash that they feel like they're going to get by trying to tell what happened to them, by trying to reach out for help and say, I've been hurt, I've been sexually assaulted, I've been raped, I've been whatever. I said no, I did not give consent, or I said yes, and then I changed my mind. Whatever the scenario is, you should be able to come forward and say it. So I definitely applaud you for, I mean, you can see your face just lights up as you're talking about this, and you know, you're passionate about it and helping women get out of these situations and know how to set their boundaries. And if it is violated, they do have a voice and they do have a support system.
Yes, I'm very excited. And that's why also in our app that we're creating, we're going to have an SOS alert system. And this is very unique because with our SOS alert system, it's including bystander intervention research. So essentially, what would happen is you would download our app and you would input your contacts, your 3 emergency contacts. And if ever you feel that you're in a situation where you don't feel okay or things are going left, then you can voice activate it. And essentially, it would immediately text your contacts and tell them, hey, if I don't call you within 5 minutes, this is my location. Please come here immediately. And then at the same time, a countdown happens. And I don't want to give away too much of my app because we're still working on like getting stuff copyrighted. But essentially, there's a countdown that happens, and there are distraction things that are put forward to delay or distract the perpetrator. And then at the very end, you can opt towards if you want more contacts to be alerted about the situation or if you want to tell the police, because you know sometimes it's difficult for some races to basically tell the police or speak to the police, and so they may just want to alert more people, and that's fine too as well. So if we give you the choice of deciding the consequence. Do you want to basically tell the police or do you want to tell more people too as well? So you are empowered to make that final decision too.
Mm-hmm. And I really just wish that now this is what I wish. I wish that that's another avenue that people just felt comfortable going to, like, because if the punishment was there, then these acts, these violent acts, they would decrease, because in some places, in some countries, you lose the items that you using to violate people. So it cuts it out real quick. And here, you don't even get a slap on the wrist. You don't even get reported in most cases for various reasons, but whatever they might be, like you said, the numbers don't match up. That it's not even accurate, the amount of assaults that actually take place on these campuses.
Yeah, and you know what's the scary part of it too as well? So every year, 2.5 million college students are sexually assaulted every single year. That's like the first statistic to like take note of. But out of all of that, 85 to 90% of the sexual assaults reported by college women were perpetrated by someone they knew, with half of these assaults occurring while on a date. And then the statistic even gets even more morbid because basically 41% of the assaults were committed by a boyfriend. So the people who you trust most are the ones that are hurting you. And so we have situations where women are confused. They can't come to terms with the fact that, it may be the guy in class that they sit next to that this happened, and they can't come to terms with the fact that they were violated, they were raped, and they don't know how to process it, and so they're not going to report it, and that goes unchecked. And this is kind of what we want to stop.
Lord, my goodness.
Really, the numbers aren't correct, but the numbers that we do have are still scary. So imagine what the true numbers are. Every time I talk to women, I hear, yes, I've had an experience, but I just decided to put it at the back of my head and not to think about it or to seek legal action. And they've moved on with their life. But this is happening every single year to every single freshman that comes on campus. If you're in that age demographic, 18 to 24 years, this is going to happen to you three times than the normal woman, right? So this is a problem that we're facing, and it's a problem that I really, really want to change on college campuses.
Well, I believe that it is definitely going to happen. This younger generation, I mean, especially with the technology, especially if you can get it, you don't have to wait. See, I think that's what happens in the wait. If you wait, then you start to think of all the what ifs. If you wait, then the threats come. If you tell anybody this, that, but if you can notify somebody while it is taking place, you don't have time for the wait, for the procrastination, for the let me think it through. If I want to tell somebody, like, you have help right at your fingertips without dialing 911 and getting everybody involved in it. I think that will create more of a comfort level for people to say, hey, I have a team, I have a support system that I can reach out to that's going to come to my rescue. I mean, like ASAP. I got 5 minutes and they'll be here, or less than, however it's set up. They know my location. And that is one good thing about cell phones is Siri knows where you are, Alexa, whoever else it is, I don't know, Google Maps, they all know where you are. So that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to change the landscape of college campuses. And my goal is to have every single woman used for womanhood and every single man used for womanhood, because you, as a man, you would be an ally towards women, right? So the goal is to have everyone use the app, but we're starting off on college campuses, and we're making sure that our product features are protecting women, and then we will, expand our services to different states, and then eventually we will different universities in different states, and then we'll work with everyone. That's our goal. So I'm in this for the long run. Like, I'm in this forever. This is what I want to do. This is where my heart is at. This is what I'm passionate about.
Wow. Well, whenever you do decide things like that, like I'm in for the long haul, honey, I mean, it sounds like your vision for it is huge, and I just can't wait to see it unfold. I'm excited. Like I'm just gonna put a plug in right there and say I'm excited for everyone that God is attaching me to in this season, because I just love seeing the growth and how you're gonna reach so many people and help so many women. And if your goal is for it to go beyond college,
It
students,
is.
honey.
For that woman in the bar who's, she meets a guy that she thinks she likes, she should get his consent. They should share consent. Consent should be the first thing that they're speaking about. It should be normalized. Just like you enter, you're gonna walk through a door, you hold the door open for someone you want to come through. That's natural. It should be as breathing. Ask for consent. Ask, is this okay? Yeah, it should be normal. And so the idea of this app is to normalize this conversation and to just change the way that society is, really. But we're starting off in the one place that the numbers are very high and scary.
Those numbers are so scary.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say a minute ago, where were you at? Like Look, I'm 51. Where were you at years ago? Like, we needed this in place years ago. But it's never too late. There's so many lives that you are going to save and you're going to help, because even though they may not die physically, emotionally and mentally, things like this, it will kill you if you don't address it, if you don't take care of it. We talk about this all the time. And so telling somebody is the first step in
Yeah.
healing. When you keep it bottled up and you don't expose it and you don't tell anybody, then you're hurting yourself, and you think that you're like protecting the situation and the other person, and you're protecting yourself. You really are hurting yourself more than what you realize at the time that you decide to keep silent.
Yeah. You have to be able to talk about it, and it's okay to be scared. And so talk about it with a friend, talk about it with, like a cousin or a family member. It doesn't have to be your parents, because maybe you're embarrassed that it happened to you. You're embarrassed about what they may think of you, right? Talk to someone that you trust, get it out there, feel comfortable with it, process it with that person. And then when you're ready to take that step, go back to your school, go back to the Title IX department. Every single university should have a Title IX department, and that's where they address these issues. So that's where you need to go. And then there are also like community supports as well too that you can tap into.
Mm-hmm. Um, so like beyond the app, I know you're saying that we can go back to the Title IX at the school. So like what other additional resources or support system do you envision for the womanhood movement?
So we intend, I know we're starting off with college campuses, but we intend to connect with domestic abuse shelters. There are so many in St. Louis, and for different types of abuse. There's a woman's safe house, and that place would basically, what they do as an organization, they empower women and families to rebuild their lives free of domestic and sexual abuse through emergency services, and they have education and advocacy. And then there's Lydia's house too as well, and they're basically a place that you can go and you can take your children to as well if you have children, if you're experiencing domestic violence. There's also Safe Connections, and these are all places in St. Louis, right? There's Safe Connections, and they work to prevent and end domestic and sexual violence through, again, education, crisis intervention, and they also offer therapy services. But just any place where you meet women,
Mhm.
just connect, because we all have the same stories, right? We it's important for us to be able to find each other and to talk to each other. That's why in my app too, when I actually, have all the main features built out, I want to have a community forum chat where it will be anonymized, your name, and you'll be able to talk to other women who've had your experience, and just to offer, advice, or just to talk about it, and just, like we like to say, trauma bond basically. But just to be able to like have that sounding board to say your story and to, feel like seen and heard. We want to have that too as well. But that's like one of the later iterations. I have to make sure that I have like funding and investors, all of that, before we go to that point in time. But that is the goal. I do want to have a place that's in the app where you can just like click and immediately find someone there to just talk to. Hey, this happened to me. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I just need someone to talk to. That's
Because
what I
the
want.
fact of it is, you are not alone. Like if the
You're
woman
never
out
alone.
there, right, if they're experiencing that, the true fact about that matter is you're not alone. There's been others before you that also felt the same way that you felt, out of control, scared, afraid, nervous, anxious, all of those emotions, angry, all bottled up at the same time, and not really knowing how to deal with that. So, like I said, again, I think this is amazing. But what I do want to ask you is like, if, say, I know you keep saying St. Louis,
Yeah,
but this is going to be like
throughout the US. Yeah.
throughout the US. And I don't even want to limit it to just the US because
Me
I
too.
mean,
From
from
the
the islands, and
yeah.
so you have connections there in the islands, and you can start that process. Once you get it rocking and rolling here, you can start that process there, and then you can train somebody else to start that same process there. Because if it's happening here, it's happening in other places as well.
Where I want to tap into India and Asia. I mean, there are
Mhm.
so many women in the world that has this
In
experience.
the world.
I have to make sure that I have a good business model and I'm able to like scale successfully, and then we can talk about global expansion.
Go, right.
Yeah, we can have our moments and take over and help.
Take over, girl. So
That's
listen,
what we want.
this is what I wanted to ask you. The reason I was saying that is just because, like, you're in St.
St.
Louis.
Louis, Missouri.
So I'm in Iowa, right? So let's say you just launched the everything, the app, everything, and you need somebody over here, over there. You need somebody in these different college campuses
I'm gonna come
to.
to you, Iowa.
You coming to Iowa?
Yeah, I'm gonna connect with you. That's the goal. I mean, I am making connections right now in Illinois. I was living in Indiana for around 4.5 years, so I will be connecting with like people in Indiana too as well that I have contacts with right now. The goal is, yeah, we are gonna go all over. I just need to ensure that I take care of home first, and then we branch out. That's
Mhm. So I guess what I'm asking is, now that you know that this is how you're doing it, how are you going to branch out? Like, you do have the connection with me, and you got somebody in Illinois, you got somebody over here. So are we able to go ahead and start promoting, or do you have a soft launch date? Or I mean, so
yeah.
how can we start getting it out there for you? Because baby, let me tell you something. You asked Datriana. Datriana sent me flyers from Mississippi over here for her book launch, and I was out giving them everywhere I went. I was giving them. I was posting it here, posting it there, handing them out over there, and I'm like, this is so easy for me to do for other people, but when it comes to me, I'm like, hey, I have a podcast, but not anymore, girl. I done start opening up my mouth. Hey, go to Facebook, go to YouTube, look me up. I'm Conversation with Celena. Let me spell it for you because I don't want you to get it confused. Go looking for S. It's a CEL.
Yeah.
I spell it for them and everything, girl. And it's like I've become bolder with it. Before, I wasn't this bold, and I'll be able to tell anybody, because when you're promoting your own brand, sometimes you're looking shy and
Yeah,
timid and
no,
all
you
kinds
should
of.
never be.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for being bold and empowered. That's what we want. That's the goal of womanhood, to just empower women.
You,
Women need to have the confidence to take control of every aspect of their life.
you
Right?
got to take control.
Work, everything. Yes.
You got to. You have to be confident in your products,
Yeah.
confident in your brand. Because I was like, well, God, what is it? Like, why do I not feel confident? And so I had to stop looking to the left and to the right at what everybody else was doing and what their product looked like and how they looked and what their product looked like, what their website looked like. I was like, girl, stay in your own lane, stay focused, do what you're doing, and it shall grow. It will grow. You just be obedient to what your assignment is, and don't worry about nobody else's. And that's what I started doing.
Yeah. So for us, we're gonna have a soft launch. It's a beta test and launch that's going to happen this month on the 22nd.
Okay.
It's going to be, I'm still an MBA student at WashU, so I will be working with the Scandalera Center. That's the entrepreneurship hub in WashU. And so I'm still working out the logistics of everything, but I will send you our flyer. I will send you our RSVP list for you to like. You can send out to people if you want to send out to people, and you can do whatever you want with the list. But yeah, we're hoping to have that soft beta test and launch. And essentially, what we'll do is just have everyone connect with each other. I'm going to probably have like 15 minutes of programming. We're going to talk a little bit about consent in a fun, light way. We may have a game or something, and then we'll just have free food and everyone get a chance to network and to socialize and, yeah, just celebrate the launch, the beta test and launch, because what we're doing essentially is testing out the features. Like, we've built the SOS alert system, and we are going to have we're going to gift persons the opportunity to try it out for free, just to try it out. And then we'll, iterate on whatever feedback we get. And then when I'm going to have my, the full launch, I will let you know. But this is a soft.
Girl, let me know. I was just sitting here thinking I'm gonna be in Atlanta the weekend of the soft launch, but the next launch, girl, let me know in advance because I'm gonna see how far it is for me to get to St. Louis.
Yes, no, I need you here. But yeah, definitely it's a beta test and launch. This is not the full product. We're just basically going to be talking and connecting with people and just like sharing. We're going to have some swag to give away, obviously, and then we'll give some people the opportunity to use the features and test it out for us.
Yeah. Well, I truly am. I'm so excited about this. Like, if it can save some women and some men or situations, because you never know. I mean, men get assaulted too. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is for everyone. We want everyone to be on this because men have stories too as well.
Men definitely have stories too.
About their stories, right? And that's because of the culture that we're in. So this is for everyone. I want men to be on this too as well. And this app literally, I will say this, it's for anyone who identifies as a woman and a man, whatever, or you're non-binary, you're trans, it's open to everyone. We want everyone, LGBTQ plus, we want everyone to be using this app. This is for womanhood, but we need everyone to be on this app.
So let me ask you this. Because you're saying it like that, could the for womanhood be like the umbrella of it? Like, this is your idea, this is where it started from, but the actual name of the app so that it kind of incorporates everyone. Did you think about maybe adjusting the name? Because I don't see where men are going to be looking up, for womanhood to help them in a crisis situation. It's just a thought.
It depends on the type of man, because so a man who is sexually attracted to a woman who's dating a woman, actually, I would say the opposite, because I would want that woman to know that I'm an ally for women. I support women, and so I have for womanhood. It's gonna make me look good as a man. And then if you think about it in the general sense, because nobody plans for the worst, in a general sense, for a man, he could track his sexual history with this too as well. I want to track the women that I've been with, the times, for whatever reason, right? You for paternity, for sexual health, whatever it is. So a man can use this, period. And we're hoping that the consent tracker is what will bring men to use this. Everything is fluid when you're an entrepreneur, though. So maybe the name may change. Maybe the name, maybe we have this product. This is our first product, and this product is specifically targeted at women and people who want to be allies for women. And then we'll develop a different product for another segment. I mean, everything is fluid, so I don't want to box myself in or pigeonhole myself into one specific thing. Right. But I do want just the numbers alone, and again, these numbers are never correct, but the numbers alone, women are at a higher percentage in all of this. And yes. So this product was specifically created to help women through this experience, but it's always important to bring men into the intervention, because we don't want to view men as perpetrators, right? We want men to be seen as a person in this situation that can actually affect change. So yeah, we want men to be included in this. And I know a lot of men like to say, hey, I'm a feminist, so hey, I'm an ally for women. That's the kind of man that you will see on For Womanhood, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, that's the kind of man that will be on For Womanhood. Those are the men that we want, and there are many of those, men out there, right? And
I guess I said that too, because in a matter of, it probably was a week, I had 3 grown men tell me about an assault on them. Of course, it was by another man. And I was just I know that's so hard for grown men to tell you, and you just never know how often, because just like you said, these numbers are not accurate. And so these people, the men that are hurting and doing these attacks, you don't even know if they've been attacked themselves in the same manner to go out and do that sort of thing. So that's the reason that I ask about that, because definitely the numbers on the women outweigh the men by far, but it still happens to them as well. So I just wanted to ask you about that part.
Yeah, no, I am there with you. I mean, at the end of the day, I do want to have like more than just one specific product. So who knows? I'm starting off with the numbers that we have, and this product is gonna hopefully help to resolve this issue. But I might branch into a product just for gay men, or I don't know, a product just for lesbians. Like I don't know. We will see where this goes, but I'm excited. And again, everyone can use this app because this app is an app that can protect you. It's created to just protect you as the user. It doesn't matter like your gender, your race, whatever, regardless of the name.
And that's good. And make sure that that's included. I know you are, but I'm just throwing this out here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
On the flyer, so that no one is left out. Like this is,
this is for everyone. This is
yes, for everyone.
And we got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. But if it's, even if it's for womanhood and anyone can access that app, hey, that is amazing. And like I told you, every time you talk about it, like your smile just lights up and your eyes, they just sparkle. So you can tell truly that you are excited about what you're doing and open to different ideas to grow this far beyond just the United States, far beyond just one gender, just to help across the board. And I know that it's going to happen. You said, I hope, but you can know that this is going to help. You know that it is going to happen for you. You said you're in it for the long haul, and there is power in the things that we speak out of our mouths. So we're not going to hope. We're going to know. We're going to walk forward knowing that it's already done.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited with you, girl. I'm going to show up. Don't invite me if you don't want me to show up.
I'm excited to change the world, and everyone's welcome to be on this journey with me to change the world. We got to do this.
We got to do this. Yes. And that's why I continue to show up as Conversation with Celena. So I'll be over there with my microphone. I'll be like, okay, come on, sit down. Let me have a conversation with you. Because we don't do interviews over here. We do conversations. So come on, let me have a conversation with you. What brings you to St. Louis to this grand opening? And they're going to be like, hey, Sunshine. I could see it already, girl. I could see it already.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, yes, I want you at the launch. When we do have our, launch day, yes, you have personal invitation. You don't have to pay anything to come.
Awesome. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
I got you.
So, hey, Miss Luana, how you doing? She said, hey, ladies, happy Sunday. I'm new here. Well, we want to welcome you to Conversations with Celena. My guest today, she is from Missouri. Well, actually, she's from the islands, but she currently lives in St. Louis, Missouri. And she and her team, they are working on an application to help women at college campuses, men and women, but this is starting out to target mainly women because they have the highest percentage of assault, rape on campuses, not being able to stand behind their consent. If they don't give consent, sometimes it's just violated. They're violated, their bodies are violated, and that just leaves a traumatized individual left to try to pick up the pieces of her life and try to move forward. And so that's what we're talking about on today. Oh, she said she lives in St. Louis as well.
Wait, what? Oh my gosh.
Okay, then.
You can come to the launch. We're having a soft launch. It's a beta testing launch. And you can come to our beta testing launch event. It's going to happen this month on the 22nd. I am hoping to have it at WashU's campus in the Scandalera Center. That's our entrepreneurship hub. But yeah, I will be sending out like a flyer soon. I'll give it to Celena. And you can RSVP too as well. I will send a link out for that. But yeah, you're welcome to come. This is a free event. for sure. You can come.
She said, "Oh wow, that's amazing."
Thank you.
Yes, welcome, welcome, girl. We are so excited to have you, and please share this video so that we can help Miss Cherise get the word out to as many people as we can. Because even if you're not locally, which that is amazing that you are local, because she is also looking to add to her team, but just around the world, if we can get the word out so that so many of these young what was the age group you said? 17 to 24?
Yeah, 18 to 24.
18
That's
to 24.
yes.
18 to 24-year-olds can get this app on their phone so that they can have right at their fingertips help. Oh, she says she would love to. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So what's a piece of advice that you will offer to a student right now that may face any form of abuse or conflict that they may have?
The first thing that I would say to that person is it's not your fault. It's never your fault. And consent is a dynamic thing. So if you're not okay with what happened, it doesn't matter what was said before, you're not okay with it. And so find someone to talk to about it. It could just be a friend, it could be, someone in your family, but talk about it with them. It doesn't have to be your parents. Talk about it with them. And then when you feel empowered to, make that step to report it, then you can. But it's all a journey. Don't rush yourself. Just be able to accept the fact that it wasn't your fault is the number one thing that you need to do first of all. It's never your fault.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to add to, if you've been in that situation prior to this situation, I think a lot of times it really makes you question your self-worth as to why this continues to happen and like what's wrong with me. You go through this whole process in your own mind before you ever before you even get to the process of telling anybody. You have a whole conversation up here. It's like that battlefield going on in the mind. And just know, like Cherise said, that you are not alone. And whatever they did to you, it's not your fault. Whatever they did to you, you and your value is way more valuable, worthy. Like you have value, you have worth, because sometimes you will drop so low that you feel like there's nowhere else to go. Like this is as low as you can go. And you don't even want to be here anymore. Like a lot of people may not admit to that, but we have definitely thought about suicide. Not everybody's going to admit that.
Yeah.
Some people have, some people haven't, But so if you've never dropped that low, be so thankful to God that you never went that low. But sometimes if you've already been there and you're already struggling, and then somebody comes and violates you, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this now? Like, here we go again. Like I was just building myself up only to be torn down. But just know that you matter, you're worth it, you're important, you're valuable, you're more than a conqueror. Everything that you can pull from an affirmation, you pull it. Everything that you remember that God said about you, you say it. Speak those things out of your mouth to encourage yourself. Like she was saying, you may not feel comfortable talking right away, but it's a process. But as soon as you feel the courage, tell it to a therapist. It's okay to have a therapist. If you need some medication, we talked about this yesterday. I think Carmen and we were talking about, sometimes you need medication to help you get through a certain season in your life. It doesn't mean that you're going to be medicated forever for your whole life, but if you need something to get you through, please, whatever you do, reach out and get that help. Get the help that you need, whether it is counseling and medication, prayer, fasting. There's so many things that you can combine together to make it through that day, because sometimes that's all you need. Lord, let me get through this day. It literally is one day at a time in this life. We try to worry about the future. We try to toil over what happened in the past. But if we could just be present in this moment and get through this day, that's all you need until you get to the next day, because every day is supposed to take care of itself. You can't go to tomorrow and take care of tomorrow, but you can be present in the moment and get the help that you need today to get through this moment. And that's what this app provides for you, is a way to get through this moment. If you find yourself in a crisis situation at this moment, you have help right at your fingertips. And it doesn't mean it's 911 help unless you consent to that. So this is letting you know that you have the power back to consent to yes, no, wherever it may be, whether it's the person or whether it's the police, you have the control.
Yes, you have the control. And like, I just want to add to as well that self-care is important, just generally speaking, especially when you have experienced something like this. Self-care is so important. And self-care could be something as simple as just like going for a walk, going outside and just breathing in a couple of times, or treating yourself. Go get your nails done. Go get a pedicure. Go to the movies. Take yourself out. You don't need to be with someone to take care of yourself. You can take yourself out, have a nice dinner, treat yourself, write a love letter to yourself. These are all things that could help you recover and heal if you've had an experience. So just
That's a good one. Write a love letter to yourself. I need to write thinking I need to write a love letter to myself.
I have a journal, and I literally write a love letter to myself, right? And I'm also single. Like we're sharing like personal stuff now. So I'm also single, and I also write love letters to my future husband, and I ask God to protect him wherever he is. Yeah, you have to be able to be comfortable with yourself, and that's how you know your boundaries. That's how you know what feels good and what doesn't. You have to talk to yourself. You have to love yourself. And when something like this happens to you, it's okay. You can recover from this. And for Womanhood's going to be there to help you.
I love it, girl. I'm gonna have to write a love letter to myself.
Yes,
Write a love letter to my husband. Write a love letter to my future grandchildren. I'm gonna just be over here a love letter writing. I'm gonna be writing letters back to back. I don't know if I ever really thought about writing myself a love letter.
Yeah, no, that's what you need to do. Love yourself. Self-love is important.
Self-love is definitely important.
When you love yourself, people will see that within you, and then they will just desire to love you too as well. And you will know that they're loving you the correct way because you have shown yourself so much love, and that will help you to, know your boundaries.
Oh, yes, girl.
Put yourself out on a date, right? And you get yourself, a nice dinner. You get the salad first, so you're giving yourself all the courses, salad. You get like the main meal, and then you get like dessert. And then you're there for like some more cocktails or whatever, and then you go on a date, and the person, guy or girl, tells you to pay, tells you to, like, you know what I mean, like, you're gonna know, no, this person is not for me, this person doesn't value my time, they don't value me. That's the kind of thing that you will know, because you are treating yourself the way that you want to be treated, right? So yeah, you have to love yourself, take yourself out, do nice things for yourself, go outside and go in your bare feet and like touch the ground and like just be one with nature. I was a therapist, so I'm into mindfulness and just like, understanding your body and listening to your body too as well.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So I want to read Luana's comment. She says, "You're beautiful. It's not your fault. Find someone you trust and tell them what happened or what's going on, because you are not alone." That is exactly right.
I love that, Luana.
Yes. Patrice says, "Thank you, Cherise. This is so needed.
Thank you.
You matter and your voice needs to be heard."
Yes.
Hey, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining. Jesus Therapy and Meds.
Yeah, the trio. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
And therapy, if you can't afford therapy can just be talking to your friend. Like you guys could have like like a night, a girls' night, and you guys sit down and you watch movies and you cry your eyes out, or you eat ice cream. That could be your therapy. Maybe sometimes you can't afford therapy. I know as a student we have free therapy services, but not everyone has that opportunity to have free therapy services. So like find your own therapy if you can't afford to pay for it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Sufficient for the day, the word says. That's right. Sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree. Therapy is therapeutic, and I believe we need to continue to push it out through the youth and community.
Yep.
She said, yes, 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 I agree.
I
Manifest.
love her. Yeah, Luana. She's me. Like I'm her.
I love it. I love it. So, is there anything else that you wanted to share?
I know people were hopping on while we were talking, so I just want to say, For Womanhood is a safety app for college women and men experiencing intimate partner violence, and we're focusing on students between the age demographic of 18 to 24 years. But we hope that this app is going to be available for everyone in the future. But we're starting off on college campuses, and we're going to have a beta testing event this month on the 22nd. And I will send more information to Celena, and you can RSVP. If you're in St. Louis, you can come to the event. It's free. We're gonna have free food. It's gonna be a nice vibe. It's gonna be music. We're gonna give some people the opportunity to try out the app for free, and then we're gonna have just like free swag, right? So, and this swag is gonna be from us, really cool stuff. But also, we've connected with a number of community partners and partners that would basically, offer support. For example, one of the persons that we connected to is the Spot. It's a resource for students, and it's in the community in St. Louis, and they offer, free STD testing, HIV testing, contraceptive resources, that kind of thing. And so we have swag from them too as well. So like resources like that, that's what we're gonna have in our swag bags. And yeah, we hope that you can come and just enjoy yourself, meet other people who are passionate about empowerment and just changing the way college campus culture is.
Yes, yes. Well, I love that. Love, love, love what you're doing. And like I said, I already know it's going to be international.
Yeah.
I know this is the soft launch, but honey, before you know it, you're going to be back over here saying, Celena, I got to come back and tell everybody that I just had my soft launch at my home country. And, then we're going over here and we're going to be over there. And I'm like, girl, I already got my passport. It's up to date. Here I come. I
No,
don't have it yet, but I got passport.
I have this dream because I do want to be in every single country of the world. And my dream is to hire at least one woman in every single country of the world. Yes, we're going to have men working in our company too as well. But I always have, I don't know, it's just this thing for me. I want to have at least one woman in every single country that's affiliated with For Womanhood. I think that would be a way that I can, understand the needs specific to that, country, and what I want to do. That's one of my, like, I guess, like, secret, like, goals or like desires for womanhood.
Well, I know that it's going to happen for you. Like I said 3 times already, the sparkle in your eye when you talk about it and your beautiful smile, it all just lights up. Just to show how excited you are about it, how passionate you are about it, and just know that you have people that support you. Let me see, Elizabeth, she is in the DC area. You saw Luana, she's right there by you. Patrice is in Atlanta. Who else jumped on here? Sharon, she's in Florida. Jennifer, she's in Mississippi. So already, you've extended your territory, you've expanded your territory with the people that know this is what you have going on. This is when the soft launch is. You're going to notify us when the full launch is. And so we can help you get that out there. I mean, because I believe that every woman probably in the chat knows someone who has experienced exactly what you're talking about if they haven't went through it themselves. So I know I've experienced it myself, and I'm more than willing to do whatever I can to help you get the information out. I will use this platform to do it as well. You just keep me in the loop, and I'm going to let you close it out. So if you have anything else to say, I'm about to give it to you. We're going to be right back as she gets her last thoughts together. I want to be sure to play the intermission because I did download it. So hang tight. We'll be right back. Hang tight, my sunshine. Conversations with Celena. We'll be right back. Hey, sunshine. All right, all right. So let's see. Did you have any closing remarks? I just want to say before you say that, after this show at 7 o'clock, be sure to go over to NOLA FM 100. Conversation with Celena will be there. And then at 7:30, I will be back here with Miss Edith Lewis. She is going to be talking about HIV and AIDS. So that is an episode that you do not want to miss. These kind of go together, to be honest. But I cannot wait for you all to join us again. Thank you for joining on this episode. This has been a double type weekend for Sunshine. So y'all continue to pray my strength in the Lord. But I'm going to let Cherise close us out with any final thoughts or words that she would like to share with us.
Yes. So currently right now on campus, we have a campaign happening. It's called Consent is Sexy. And you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So definitely check us out. Look at what's happening. We're going around campus and we're talking to students and asking them about consent. And it's really exciting. It's really fun. So check it out. See you on our social medias. Thank you so much for having me, Celena. I really appreciate this. And see you at the soft launch if you can come on March the 22nd.
So how do you find the campaign?
So we're just, how I'm running it, we're walking up to students and just talking to them about consent on campus. We're just dealing with WashU's campus because that's where I go. And it's easy to just connect with students there and just talk to them and ask them questions.
And it's called Consent is Sexy?
Yes, and it's on all of our socials right now. Consent is Sexy. # Consent is Sexy. So yeah, check it out. It's really eye-opening. Some students get it, and some students are still trying to, think about what they should ask if they want to be intimate with someone. And it should be consent. That should be top of the mind for everyone. And we're trying to change that culture, right? So check it out on our socials. I'm excited about it. It's really fun. It's really eye-opening, and it's spreading the word and helping to change the culture on college campuses.
Okay, awesome. Well, there you see it. Consent is Sexy, and be on the lookout for more information. The soft launch, like she said, is March 22nd, correct? March 22nd. And so the full launch after that, just be on the lookout. She's going to send the information. And as soon as she sends it to Sunshine, I'm going to share it with y'all. So be prepared to be sick of me.
I love that.
I know, I'm prepared right now to be sick of me. All right. Well, thank y'all so much. Go share a smile and spread some sunshine. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Luana. Thank you, Patrice. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.